So, in the industry of music in Canada, how do you, like, on a personal level, find your way or navigate your journey through the music industry?
Even when like you were in Ottawa during the time, like how did you find maybe making moves in Ottawa, like easy, simple, because it's not that blown up yet, or you felt that maybe it was better to do it in Toronto?
Yes, like for sure. When I was in Ottawa, I felt like I needed to do it in Toronto, just because of the amount of resources and opportunity that Toronto has. But now being in music and how I presently feel personally is like, it's like you can learn as much as you need to learn. You can try to talk to as many people as you need to talk to, but you need to show up with product. You need to have a catalog. You need to have good quality music.
That's where it starts.
You know, and people are going to gravitate towards what's real and authentic. And I know that's super vague, and that's something that's been drilled into my head from like remix and everything too, but it really is true. It's like I've definitely met a lot of really crazy artists in Toronto that for sure are going to have a long ass career. You know what I mean? And like one of the things that I love about them is just how genuinely like tuned in they are to their craft, and not really much can influence or sway the way that they do their stuff. Like when they get in their
lane and
It's like
focus.
when they get in there, they're in there, and they do exactly what they set their mind out to do.
You look at a person, you're like, you're fucking crazy, but you believe so much in what you're doing, and it shouldn't make sense, but how much you believe in it, how much like passion you put into it, and how much you just want it to be there for me, like that you just believe in their work so much more, even though you look at that person, you're like, you actually should be in a hospital, like you're crazy. Like it like, and I think that comes with like a lot of artists, like they have this idea that's like their ideas are so all over the place, but if you just believe in it, then if you believe in it enough to make other people believe in it, then you're 50% there, right?
Absolutely. And it really does take like a village, right? It does.
Like a team? Is that what you mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, because a team and a village, because it's like, yeah, it is the people that are in the industry that are on your team that are going to help you. Like, of course, you're going to have your producer, your engineer on your side. You want to probably have someone in visuals. You want to probably have someone who's good at networking and management and stuff. Booking and everything. You probably want to have someone on your side that's on the industry side still that can toss you over these opportunities when they come. But you also want to have dope people that are not going to be yes men all the time, and that are gonna check you, and that are gonna be your friends who have known you from the jump. You know, not people who have just been around for a season.
See the cloud and they're like, oh my god, you're so dope. Can I be your best friend? You know what I mean?
It really is a mental game when you're an artist, you know, and people don't really understand that part. It's like, yeah, like you're being creative, yeah, you're living in your power and shit, but you're a human being. And like you also, you deal with bad days too, and sometimes worse than the average person, because you're just so expressive and you're so creative, and people are always like,
and there's just more limelight on you, right? Like,
exactly. You know, and you can't always expect to have a genuine response when everyone is so used to telling you you're great. You know,
that's the thing. Like, well, like it's same thing with us, right? We record a podcast, and people are like, oh, it's so good. I'm like, was there anything you didn't like? They're like, no, it's so good. But like, tell me there's something wrong with it. I need feedback. Like, tell me there's something wrong.
100%.
Like, from your start, like obviously at a very young age, like are there still people like from when you were like making music in your basement with your brother that are still like listening to your stuff and being like, look, like that's not it?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yo,
you
my
get
girl.
Haters? Oh, she tells you straight up.
She tells, and I need that. I need someone who understands my journey as an artist and knows what is my best and what can be worked on. Because it's just like, why am I going to take 2 steps back? You know what I mean?
When you can take 3 steps forward, right?
Absolutely. And that could just be like we literally, my girl Kim, like we were talking about it yesterday. It's just like, yeah, like I can make a dope song, but if someone just told me like just switch those drums, you know what I mean, or like, yo, just like take out that backup, like it didn't need to be there, you know, like shit like that, like it's super 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 necessary, because that's when you can make, that's the difference between something being good and great.
100%,
you know what I mean? 100%. Just checking yourself.
Don't let your ego get in the way of things.
100%.
Like that.
How much like does like I feel like being an artist, like there's a lot of perfectionism that comes with it. How much does like wanting it to be perfect come into your creative process?
My way of combating that is just understanding the power of revisions. That's been very patience and revisions. I say that because it's like, yeah, you can sit in a studio for 4 hours and knock your head against the wall for one part, or you can call it, let it sleep for, let it like kind of stay for the night or whatever, sleep it off on fresh ears, listen to it, and know exactly what you need to do within 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
know, like that's super, super key that I've been learning. And I've been trying to push myself, like just building my catalog right now. Just trying to flip a lot of old shit. Yeah.
Like there's a difference between working hard and working smart at the
Yeah.
same time too. Yeah. So like that goes into
motivated
like
after that one. I'm like I could have given the studio and I don't even make music.
Real shit. You need to find your formula, because you can really drive yourself to insanity as an artist, because you really do want to be perfect.
100%.
You do, and you
Why
really
wouldn't
are
you?
up against yourself too, right?
It goes for anything, school, music, whatever it is you may be doing, skateboarding, fuck it, like you want to be as good as you can be. It's just that the steps to get there are overlooked sometimes.
Absolutely.
And it's also fuck because you put it out there to get judged almost, you know what I'm saying? So you just want the best response possible.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what are some of the difficulties that come with being in the music industry, like personally
speaking, I think the two biggest things I would say. First one being you can overwork yourself a lot, like especially like when you're in the scene and you're honestly like you don't want to look at it like it's a competition, but it is a competition.
Oh yeah.
Healthy competition. You know, just because it's like you really want to know what you're up against and know that you can top that, because if you know that you can top that, then you know what I mean, then you're kind of going in the right direction, but that shouldn't always be your motivation, because then that will drive you insane, right?
Yeah.
So I think that is probably one of my biggest challenges right now, is like learning to like pace myself in a way that's like healthy and comfortable for me, and to be tunnel vision about it and not always like look at what other people are doing and just focus on what I'm doing in a effective, efficient way, not so much just be like I have to top this, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get that.
And then the second one would be finding a balance. Finding a balance between, because it's like as an artist sometimes like when you have like I guess what I call is like a spark of inspiration or like that little drive of motivation, like you really want to take it to the ground almost, you know what I mean, like you want to just run it all the way out to see how much you can squeeze out of it, you know?
Because you don't know when it'll hit again.
Exactly. But that's not really healthy, because it's just like you really do get your best inspiration when you're healthy, when you're around dope people, you know what I mean? Like when I come and visit Ottawa and I get to spend time with my family, I come back feeling like home to Toronto, like feeling so recharged, you know? And then it's just like, fuck, like get me in the studio. Like, you know, that's like having that balance is, I think, really, really key too.
Do you find any difficulty, like just being a female trying to navigate your way through the music industry, do you find yourself running into difficulties that perhaps a male counterpart wouldn't find themselves running into?
I think kind of like I have mixed feelings about that, just because it's just like for me as a female, I almost expect people like I go to a studio, let's say pulling up in sweats and shit, because it's just like
it's just the studio, right?
You know, and also that's a way for me to like let you know that like I'm not here to like get anybody's fucking attention or anything. Like I'm here
to fucking work.
I'm chilling. I'm in like my sweats. So if you're really trying, like fuck off, you know what I mean? And it's like there's been situations where this girl's dying, but it's like, yo, that sounded so loaded too, let's edit that out. But like what I'm saying is like there's been times where I've come to like a studio session or you know, pulled up to a music event, and it's just like maybe they'll look at you a different way, because it's just like there has been times in the past where artists, rappers, hip-hop artists, whatever, pull up with like a posse. They'll pull up with girls who may or may not be in the industry that are there, you know, for the show or whatever, and that's totally fine. But it's like for other people to be looking at all women that show up to the studio in that kind of lens is like ignorant. So that has happened to me before, where it's like you'll look at me in a different way, but it's like as soon as I open my mouth and sing
and
or I start writing,
mic, they're like, oh shit.
Yeah. So the only reason why I have mixed feelings about it is just like it's expected, because it's just like that's the industry.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like you just got to present yourself
100%.
not in a way that's like don't ask for it, but like just like it's about your aura, it's about your attitude.
Let the actions also do more than the talking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, keep quiet, let them say their shit, and then boom, kill it, and they're like, whoa, she's
Yeah.
actually here to kill it.
Yeah, like if I feel uncomfortable, then I'll let you know.
100%.
You
yeah,
know,
of course.
and I think that's the job of a female to do.
Yep.
You know, if you
Yeah.
know that you're in a male-dominated space, then it's just like
Yeah.
make it known if you feel uncomfortable, because I'm
100%.
sure not everybody in the room wants you to feel uncomfortable either.
Yeah, no.
You
I
know,
get that.
so
This
And
is
why
a
should you?
place of art.
Like,
Yeah.
why should you be uncomfortable? Especially if you're trying to create something to make
Yeah.
you or other people better people, right?
or leave.
Yeah,
Like,
honestly.
you know,
Yeah.
like know that you have enough power, like just as much power as they do. You know, so. Yeah, I mean, it can be tricky sometimes because, like, there has been situations where it's just, like, they'll say something to you or look at you wrong or say something really loud for you to hear, and you're just kind of like,
Yeah, lame.
you know?
Yeah,
but you
nerd.
just gotta keep it moving and be like, fuck it. Like,
Word. But you know, that's almost like in any business, not necessarily just about how it is towards the females, but just like everyone can be inappropriate at times, or just not say the right thing. And
yeah,
you
there's
know,
no
that's
HR.
why we have
here.
HR. Yeah.
There's no HR on the street, so it's just kind of like, fuck, you just gotta hold your own.
I just have this like mental vision. This guy just like literally the HR of the streets. Like all issues go to him now. I think HR of the streets.
Yeah.
I'm dead.